Hello and welcome to the next installment from the Silver Citizen. If you like what you see, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the share button, share the video. Let's get the word out. This video is about the opening day of the season against West Ham. We played them away. Recently, West Ham away have done quite well against us, but I was expecting a victory and we got one. In terms of the performance, apart from probably a 5, maybe 10 minute spell in the second half and the opening 2 or 3 minutes, pure dominance. Pure and utter dominance. Chalk and cheese in retrospect to Ireland from Liverpool. Not so much that he missed chances, because he's going to miss chances, but against Liverpool he made probably about 15-20 runs before he got bored of doing it. And whether it was Mahrez or Walker, De Bruyne, Bernardo, Grealish, Bradra, Cancelo, didn't matter. Instead of going to pass the ball to him, they were going sideways and backwards. So when the ball did eventually come to Ireland, half of the time the ball went to him, he wasn't making a move. Because when he did, the ball didn't come. So he wasn't making a move until the ball had already been played, and sometimes it was too late then. But, I noticed it, so I'm pretty damn certain Pep noticed it. And I have no doubt in my mind that all week Pep would have been showing the players, pausing it when he's making his runs, asking for explanations as to why the ball didn't go to him. At least even attempt to go to him. Because Pep said many times he doesn't like tiki-taka. Yeah, he wants to pass the ball, he wants to move, he wants to keep hold of the ball. If you've got the ball, the opposition can't score. But he wants to get the ball to the forwards as quick as he can to score goals. If it's not possible and you have to go back to go forward, then go back to go forward. But don't just pass for the sake of passing. And the thing is, against Liverpool, when we had the ball, we were passing for the sake of passing. Alan was making runs and no one was going to him. However, against West Ham, the difference is, whenever Alan made a run, the player was looking to get him in. The player was looking to pass. Now, you're certainly not going to change the way you play in case it gets highlighted. Pep had highlighted it. They didn't always get there because, as I've said on more than one occasion, City's passing isn't quite yet up to speed. It's not as sharp as it will be once, in my opinion, we're match sharp, where players are match fit, and we're prepared and ready for the season that's coming. I've said many times, I think that'll probably be either the game against Crystal Palace or the game against Nottingham Forest. I stand by that, even with the performance against West Ham. But it was nice to see whenever Ireland was making the runs, the passes were going. Even if they didn't make it, they carried on trying to make that pass. People see that and it keeps on getting seen. And whenever Ireland starts to make these runs, it'll create space for the attacking midfielders to slip into. You might not always have to go to Ireland. You could pass it into the space he's just left, where Gundogan or Bernardo or De Bruyne or Foden, or whoever the case may be, he's occupying. Creates space for his teammates. If you're always passing sideways and backwards when he's making these runs, then the defenders will react the same way Ireland reacts. If it goes there, I'll go towards it. If not, I'm not moving out of my position. If you know that when he makes them runs, that ball's coming, he could be onside. and he's quick. So if he's away from you, it's your fault. They'll go just to make sure that he makes it harder for him to score, which will create the space. You need to try and get the pass to him for this to happen, and that happened against West Ham. A few times it went through, a lot of times it didn't. Defenders intercepted the ball. The pass was over it, the pass was under it. Was it too soon? Was it too late? Ireland had realised that he'd run offside and sort of like stopped a couple of times. But the passing, the vision, should I say, the vision was a lot better. Once the vision improves, the passing's going to follow. Players are far too good for it not to. Do I think it made me think that our players will be ready sooner? No, I still think it's probably about 3 or 4 games to be up to speed. But it was a dominant performance. We were far better than them. It's nice to have a penalty taker that I know it's going to hit the back of the net. I mean, as I've said before, I was away, so I was listening to it on the City Plus app. And when they said that Erling Haaland got the ball, I pumped my fist. My wife said, has he scored? I said, he's about to. She went, how do you know? I said, trust me. To them, lo and behold, Haaland scored. Yeah, it's like in the second half when he said De Bruyne has passed the ball forward, it's through to Haaland. He's through 1-on-1, and I went, get him. He hadn't even shot. But you have that confidence. It's not so much as, well, the goalkeeper's crap, he's going to score. I just have that confidence that when he's put through a 1-on-1, he's going to score. Now, I think if it had been Jesus, I'm not entirely sure that would have gone in. I think Jesus might have waited for the goalkeeper to make a move. If it had got so close and the keeper hadn't made a move, he'd have probably tried rounding him. He might have tried passing it to someone. Sterling definitely wouldn't have made his mind up. Sterling had just carried on running and the goalkeeper had just picked it up as it came to him. Haaland, different story. Haaland got the chance, he knew exactly what he was going to do. Bang. Goal. And that's what City have been missing. A goal scorer. Not just someone that's going to score the goals, because we've scored enough goals, but someone that's going to make them moves. Someone that's going to make them runs. And against Liverpool, in my opinion, that was the effects of not playing with an out-and-out striker for 2 years. The players aren't looking for them runs, because none of the players that City had in the false 9 position were making the runs. Once they'd, in my opinion, been made aware, these runs are getting made. These runs are getting made. You're here, pass it there. You're here, pass it there. As he said in the documentary, for any of you that's been watching it, the reason Lionel Messi is the best player I've ever seen is when he passes the move, he goes into the fucking box. He passes and he moves into the box to get on the end of it. To get on the end of the next pass. And he gets the pass and there's no pass around. He'll dribble his way through and he'll go towards goal. And too many times that City players have passed and not been running into the net goal. Not been running into the box. Sort of like stayed back and gone from side to side. And everyone says, oh, they defended really well. Well, if no one's moving up front, it's not that hard for Premier League defenders to defend well. Players that are capable of playing in the Premier League. It's not that difficult to defend going from one side to the other. When people are moving and people are dragging them out of position and people are making them think, then it becomes a little bit more difficult. But it's a good start. 2-0. Edison made some cracking saves. One of them, I mean, it'd have been offside anyway. But The fact that he got down and pushed the ball around the corner from the header. Fantastic save. My brother might not like it because he doesn't like to say that Ederson can save a ball. He'll be more happy that he doesn't have to come back to that statistic. But when Ederson was called upon, Ederson made the saves. Aki was brilliant. That Aki was fantastic. Never lost a duel. I don't remember him actually giving the ball away. If he did, I don't remember it. I think every pass reached its target. If not, it was at least 95, 96. Well, at least 98%, I'd say. I don't remember him losing a duel, whether it was, one-on-one or a duel in the air or what. It was fantastic. Yeah, it was a lot better. It was a lot better because when Ireland was making the runs, that City were attempting to find him. It was a lot better because there was a lot more movement. The control was a lot better. When the balls were coming into people, their first touch was a lot better than it was against Liverpool. Against Liverpool, you can say that players were swarming all over them, but the fact of the matter is, against Liverpool, their second touch was a tackle half the time. The control was crap. The passing was atrocious. The movement, apart from Ireland moving around up front, was non-existent. The performance between West Ham and Liverpool, as I said, was chalk and cheese. And I think City will only get better. The only problem we've got at this moment in time is the size of the squad. I mean, I was looking at it before. We've got 6 defenders for 4 places. We've got 2 right backs and 4 centre halves. Now a left back. Got 1 winger. We've got 2 forwards. And I think it's 8 midfielders. So we've got a small squad. The problem for me with City this year isn't going to be the performances, it's going to be the depth of the squad. The amount of players Pep has to work with. Now, I understand Pep's turned around and said he likes to work with small squads. Fine. But even if you want to work with a small squad, even if you want to turn around and say, I only want 18 players. 18 senior players, no more. It's a lot easier to manage. Everyone feels like they're part of the team. It's a lot better for me. It's a lot easier. 18 players. Of course, you're going to want your goalkeepers. You're not going to want your forward playing goal because he's 6'4". So you're going to want your goalkeepers. Now, teams nowadays have 3. So if the first or the second one gets injured, they've got a goalkeeping option on the bench just in case there's a sending off or whatnot. You've got backup cover. So out of that is 18. 3 of them are goalkeepers, which leaves you with 15. You're going to want 10 to have a position. You're going to want at least one person whose priority place is left back, one whose priority place is right back, 2 whose priority place is centre half. In Pep's formation, 1 holding midfielder, 2 attacking midfielders, 2 wingers, and 1 striker, at the very least. And then you can have 5 that can play in different positions. So yeah, you could have 2 right backs, and one of your right backs can play at left back, and stuff like that. Your holding midfielder can play at centre half if you want. And then if you're going to fill up the rest, even though Pep won't, and his record with youngsters tells me this. You're going to fill up the spaces with the best academy players that you've got at the club. Fine, no problem with that. But we need a left back. We've needed a left back for 5 years. Anyway, against, in my opinion, better players, I think he'll probably get away with it against Bournemouth, probably get away with it against Newcastle, probably Forest. Don't know about Palace. But will probably get away with it then, with them. We need a left back. We need someone whose priority position is left back. That is going to be one thing that messes us up from winning the league this year, having no one to play left back. The other one is injuries. As I've said, we've got one winger, we've got no left back. We've got 6 defenders for 4 positions. So there's a lot of work still left, in my opinion, to do in this transfer window. And one of the most important things is making sure that Bernardo Silva is still wearing sky blue on the 2nd of September. Along with that there's a left back at the club. But anyway, happy for the West Ham result, happy for the West Ham performance. Might get a little bit on about the size of the squad, but I feel it's important. But still after the Bournemouth match, adios amigos.